Sister Wives star Janelle Brown shares message of hope and heartbreak honoring son Garrison. In the world of reality television, audiences often see the laughter, the arguments, and the complicated relationships that unfold on screen. But sometimes, behind the cameras, behind the headlines, there is a story of deep personal loss. And for fans of the long-running TLC series Sister Wives, one of the most heartbreaking moments came when Janelle Brown shared an emotional message honoring her son, Robert Garrison Brown, known to fans simply as Garrison. Her tribute was filled with grief, love, reflection, and ultimately, a message of hope. Today we're going to look at the powerful story behind Janelle's message, the life of Garrison Brown, the reaction from the Brown family, and how this tragic loss has affected fans and the future of the Brown family. This is a story about motherhood, heartbreak, healing, and remembering someone who meant the world to those who loved him. To understand why Janelle's tribute touched so many people, we first need to understand the Brown family. The world first met them in 2010 when Sister Wives premiered on TLC. The show followed Cody Brown, a man practicing plural marriage, and his 4 wives. Among them was Janelle Brown, often described as the practical, independent, and strong-minded member of the family. Janelle quickly became a fan favorite. She was calm in chaos, logical in arguments, and fiercely devoted to her children. Together with Cody, she had 6 kids. One of those children was Robert Garrison Brown. Fans watched Garrison grow up on television. From a young boy navigating life in a large plural family, to a young man carving out his own identity. He was known for his humor, his independence, and his love for his siblings. But behind the scenes, life for the Brown children was often complicated. Growing up in a family constantly in the spotlight, dealing with public scrutiny, and navigating the unique structure of plural marriage wasn't always easy. Still, through it all, Janelle remained a grounding force for her kids. And her bond with Garrison was unmistakable. To fans, Robert Garrison Brown was more than just a reality TV personality. He was known as a young man who loved animals, enjoyed photography, and valued independence. As he grew older, viewers saw him start building his own life outside the family structure. He joined the National Guard. He worked hard. He even purchased his own home at a relatively young age, something his mother Janelle Brown proudly celebrated. Janelle often spoke about how proud she was of her son. She admired his determination, his humor, and his loyalty to his siblings. Fans also saw that Garrison wasn't afraid to speak his mind. At times, this led to tension within the Brown family, especially during difficult periods when family relationships were strained. But even during disagreements, it was clear that Janelle loved her son deeply. Their bond was visible both on and off the screen. Then came the heartbreaking news that shocked fans of Sister Wives around the world. Robert Garrison Brown had passed away. The news spread quickly across social media and entertainment outlets. For many viewers, it felt surreal. They had watched him grow up. They had seen him laugh with his siblings. They had followed his journey into adulthood. And suddenly, he was gone. For Janelle Brown, the loss was unimaginable. No parent ever expects to lose a child. And yet, in the midst of her grief, she chose to share a message with the world. A message that was both heartbreaking and hopeful. When Janelle Brown finally spoke publicly about her son, her words resonated deeply with fans. She shared memories. She spoke about love. And she reminded people how precious life truly is. Her message wasn't just about loss. It was about honoring Garrison's life. She described him as someone who brought light and humor into the lives of those around him. Someone who loved deeply. Someone who cared about his family. In her tribute, she acknowledged the pain of losing him. But she also spoke about hope. Hope that memories would keep him alive. Hope that love never truly disappears. Hope that even in darkness, there can still be light. For many fans, this message was incredibly powerful. Because grief is something everyone experiences. And seeing someone like Janelle share her pain openly helped others feel less alone. Janelle wasn't the only member of the family mourning. The entire Brown family was shaken by the loss of Robert Garrison Brown. Siblings shared memories and photos. Family members spoke about his humor and kindness. Even during times when family relationships were strained, tragedy has a way of bringing people together. The loss reminded everyone of what truly matters. Love, family, connection. Fans also saw how deeply this tragedy affected Janelle Brown. For years she had been seen as the steady, practical voice within the Brown family. But this moment showed her vulnerability, her humanity. Her strength as a mother facing the most painful loss imaginable. One of the most remarkable responses came from the fans. Support poured in from across the world. People who had never met Janelle or Garrison still felt connected to them. After years of watching the family on Sister Wives, viewers felt like they knew them. Social media became filled with messages of love and support. Many fans shared their own stories of grief. Others thanked Janelle for her honesty and courage. Some said her message helped them process their own loss. In many ways, her tribute became something larger than just a personal message. It became a moment of collective mourning. Despite the heartbreak, one theme stood out in Janelle Brown's message: hope. She encouraged people to appreciate the moments they have with loved ones, to reach out, to say "I love you," to remember that life is fragile. Her words reminded people that even in the darkest moments, love remains, and that remembering someone's life is one of the most powerful ways to honor them. For fans, remembering Robert Garrison Brown means remembering the moments they saw on television, the playful sibling interactions, the family dinners, the jokes, the arguments that eventually turned into laughter. But for Janelle Brown, remembering Garrison is much deeper. She remembers the baby she held in her arms, the child she watched grow, the young man she was proud of. Those memories will always remain. And through her tribute, she ensured that fans would remember him too. The tragedy also raised questions about the future of Sister Wives. Reality television often shows dramatic family moments. But when real tragedy happens, it changes everything. Producers, family members, and fans all had to consider how the show would move forward. Some viewers wondered whether the series should continue. Others believed sharing the family's healing journey could help others dealing with grief. Whatever happens next, one thing is certain. The legacy of Robert Garrison Brown will always be part of the story. Through all the pain, Janelle Brown has shown extraordinary strength. She continues to honor her son's memory. She continues to speak about love, resilience, and hope. And perhaps most importantly, she reminds people that grief is not something to hide. It's something to share, something to talk about, something that connects us all. The story of Janelle Brown and her tribute to Robert Garrison Brown is more than a reality TV headline. It's a deeply human story. A story about love between a mother and her son. A story about loss, but also a stew.